Good afternoon, sir. Upper sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Student will joining, sir. We'll wait for 5 to 10 minutes. Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, whenever you want me to start, just let me know. I'll start the
Okay,
session.
sir. Yeah, yeah, yes, sir. Yes. Bapar sir,
Yes, sir.
shall we start sir? Sir, is there right now?
Yeah, yeah.
We start sir. Okay. Lakaria, Yanka,
Yes, sir.
and you proceed please.
Yes. So, good afternoon and greetings to everyone present here today. I am Priyanka Lakaria from IIC-MECOE, your host for the day. We are here to attend a session on innovative product design using FEA techniques. So, finite element analysis, that is FEA, is a computer-aided engineering tool used to analyze how a design reacts under real world conditions, which is useful in structural, vibration, and thermal analysis. FEA has been widely implemented by automotive companies. And today, to share his knowledge and insights on the same topic, our guest for today is Mr. Apurv Bapat.
Everybody.
Mr. Apurv Bapat has an ingrained name in the CAE domain of the country, having trained well over 15,000 students since the beginning of his career. He has established Aviation with a vision of creating exceptionally motivated, skilled, and committed professionals. He has completed his BTech in mechanical engineering in the year 2011 from MENIT Bhopal. After that, he worked with Altair Engineering for 4 years. Mr. Apurv also has a YouTube channel containing 100 plus videos on CAD and CA with 11 plus lakh views and 14,000 plus subscribers from more than 150 countries. So, over to you, sir.
Yes sir. Bapar sir.
Yeah. So, am I audible?
Yeah, yes sir. It's clear. Yes.
Okay. So, thank you very much for a warm welcome. I really appreciate that. So, good afternoon, all the students and faculties in this session. So, I know that there are many these types of session happens and where so many people comes and they tell something about their company, some details about the speaker and all. So my actual background, my company was a sponsor of Baha Supra, Go-Kart, FSA, Robocon, Aero Modeling. These are so many events which we sponsor every year. Like since 6 years we are sponsoring. So I'm around so many engineering students across India, and I have always interact with them, and because I have so much interaction with student, so I exactly know what student wants. So technically speaking, students are only interested which on those details which are of their benefits. So I'll only talk about that. So I'll not talk much about what aviation does, which anyways you can find on Google, because I believe nowadays most of the students are smart enough to find whatever they want to find on internet. It's pretty simple for them. So finding details about aviation on internet is also easy. Same about the speaker, that about me also you can find it on internet. So I'll not waste your time in telling about me or my company. What in this session mostly I will focus. Also, I will not take a general session like what other people do, like they tell what is the importance of this and why to do that and this and that. So technically it's not work. So I will mostly tell you the reason why in last 10 years 38,000 industries has adopted CA. If you understand that reason, then why to learn CA softwares, you will automatically get the answer. And from anywhere you can learn it. So you can learn it from Google also, you can learn it from any other institutes also, you can learn it from your faculties also. So there are multiple options for you to learn CA software. Plus, mostly people what they do is they take one or two models and then they explain that how this industry works. Instead of that, we have created a video which is self-explanatory itself, like why industry is using CA. In that video, you will understand like this is the reason. So we'll start with the video.
Everybody knows traditional crash tests use dummies. In the past, this had been the only way to make vehicles safer during crashes. Prototypes were built, tested, optimized, and crashed against the wall again and again. Over time, the vehicle was improved steadily, as was the safety for all road users. Also, in other areas, more requirements have been expected from vehicles. This is expensive and adds to the complexity of product development. We're lucky that we're living in the digital age. Most tests today are conducted on the computer using CAE. CAE stands for Computer Aided Engineering, also called Calculation and Simulation, and explains how computer aided engineering works. Nowadays, each car is first constructed on the computer. The data of the drawings designed in that way is called CAD data. CAD data forms the basis for calculation and simulation. The engineers at Tech divide the vehicle and every single component into many small elements in order to be able to simulate their behavior. They interconnect the different parts and add the material properties, all virtually. The finished calculation model corresponds in all its details to the future product and is tested virtually, all without causing real destruction, as it was with traditional crash tests. One model allows for numerous calculations to be conducted in order to improve the product further. It's even possible to peer inside every component and find details that would have stayed hidden without CAE. Due to the sheer amount of requirements nowadays, it would be impossible without virtual tests to collect sufficient information on the future product during its development in order to make it suitable for everyday use. CAE makes cars safer, lighter, and more comfortable. It also saves time and money while going easy on the resources. Better life by simulation.
So with this video, you might have got an idea that how exactly CA works. So first we need a CAD model and we perform meshing on that model, and then we apply different loading conditions to find out different results. And why industries have started using it? Because in the video it's clearly mentioned like you don't have to actually manufacture it and actually test it. So in this today's session, we are going to see about aviation, what is CA, difference between CAD and CA, and why to learn CA software. Only these 4 topics, because in second and third year of engineering, these are a little helpful for you, because CA is a software which takes time to understand. It's not like that in 10-15 days or 1 month you can learn a CA software, because there are so many concepts, so many options, so many processes are there in CA which requires time and practice. So we'll start with about Aviation. So Aviation has 2 companies, Aviation Services Private Limited and Aviation Simulation Academy. Aviation Services Private Limited has started in November 2015, and today we have an employee strength of 264, which make us India's second largest CA company. Aviation Simulation Academy has started in December 2015. Today we have trained around 40,000 plus students across 190 plus countries with our only 3 courses of Creo, ANSYS and HyperWorks. So as I already told you that I will not waste much of your time in giving introduction of aviation and what we do. I'll mostly focus on CA and something which is of your interest. So what basically CA is? CA is nothing, it's a calculator. CA कुछ नहीं है, एक कैलकुलेटर है. वो कैलकुलेटर एक न्यूमेरिकल फॉर्मूले के ऊपर बना हुआ है. आप जैसे इनपुट देंगे आपको वैसा आउटपुट मिल जाएगा. सिंपल. सो उस कैलकुलेटर को यूज करने के लिए आपको पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी। सिंपल, जैसे साइंटिफिक कैलकुलेटर इज अ मशीन जिसको यूज करने के लिए आपको पढ़ना पड़ता है कि मैट्रिसेस सॉल्व कैसे करना है, कोई आपको बता देगा तो आप मैट्रिसेस किसी भी टाइप के साइंटिफिक कैलकुलेटर में सॉल्व कर सकते हैं। वैसे ही सीए सॉफ्टवेयर्स are a type of calculator in which we give inputs like material properties, surface geometry properties, contacts, nonlinear material properties, loading conditions, constraints, and so many things. And based on the input, whatever we have given, the software solves those equations and get the results. So many people have heard about some terms like static analysis, thermal analysis, modal analysis, multi-body dynamics, dynamic analysis, CFD. All these are types of analysis which comes under CA. Means all these types of analysis you can perform using a software which is available, which you can use on computer. So that process is called as CA. So in CA, you can do FEA or FEM, you can do CFD, you can do MBD. This is the fourth generation currently, fourth generation of technology, in which now in CA, people are using software to get optimized design. So in the first generation, people are using computer to generate drawings. In second generation, people are using computer to get the values of stresses and deformation. In third generation, people are using computer to get values of reaction forces because of action forces, which is MVD. Now we are in fourth generation, in which the technology has upgraded so much that now a software can tell you from where you have to remove the material, where you have to add the material, what material is best suitable for your component. All these answers now the software can tell you. That process is called as optimization. So I believe that you might have heard about these terms called as optimization, which is most commonly used term. So now industries are using optimization to optimize their design and bring a better design. So that's why you can see in every 6 months you find a new design or new variant of a vehicle. So how that is possible? Because of optimization, which now people are using under CA. So now there is a big question, and there are so many people who have interaction with us also, and in general they ask us question, is knowledge of CAD required to learn CA? The answer is no. I will rephrase the question. क्या CAD सॉफ्टवेयर का नॉलेज CA सॉफ्टवेयर पढ़ने के लिए जरूरी है? इसका आंसर है नहीं। CAD सॉफ्टवेयर्स आपको आते हो या नहीं आते हो, इसका कोई कनेक्शन CA से नहीं है। So there is no connection between knowledge of CAD सॉफ्टवेयर एंड नॉलेज ऑफ CA सॉफ्टवेयर। इंडस्ट्री में भी जब जॉब ओपनिंग्स आती हैं, सो CAD इंजीनियर्स के लिए डिफरेंट जॉब ओपनिंग्स होती है, सिलेक्शन प्रोसीजर अलग होता है, ओपनिंग्स अलग होती है, प्रोसेसेस अलग होते हैं। CA इंजीनियर्स के लिए ओपनिंग अलग होती है, डोमेन्स अलग होते हैं, प्रोसेसेस अलग होती है। तो इंडिविजुअल इंडिपेंडेंट इंजीनियर्स को रिक्रूट करते हैं। टू एक्सप्लेन यू बेटर और मोर इजी वे, टू डू इंजीनियरिंग or B.Tech, if anyone is saying diploma is compulsory, then that statement is wrong. Diploma is not compulsory. A 12th pass student can also do engineering, and a diploma student can also do engineering. If somebody has done diploma before engineering, then he has a only advantage that few terms he has heard in diploma during his diploma. So for him it is a little bit easier to understand B.Tech, but that too also in few subjects, not in all. So diploma student in third and fourth year also faces the same issue with 12th pass student face. So there is no change in bigger picture. Same in CAD and CA. So in CAD software, say for example, there is a command called as reflect. So what it does is from one side or one surface, if you use reflect command, it will reflect that surface to the other side, which same command exists in CAE. So if you know CAD, so you know what reflect command is going to do. If you don't know CAD, still in CAE, once you learn reflect command, you will know what reflect command is going to do. So जो लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं कि आपको CAD सीखना ही पड़ेगा CAE सीखने के लिए, वो ऐसा क्यों बोलते हैं मुझे नहीं पता, बट इसका देयर इज नो लॉजिक बिहाइंड इट. अब वो उनकी इच्छा, और आई डोंट नो व्हाई लोग मान भी लेते हैं, वो भी उनकी इच्छा जो हम लोग मान लेते हैं. सो आई विल टेल यू हाउ these two things are different. So CAD is creating a 3D model. So 2D drawing को 3D में convert करने के process को CAD कहते हैं. And CA is about testing its characteristics. I'll explain you with an example. Let's assume this image represents actual bridge. So virtual representation of actual component is called CAD. Once the CAD model is ready, we cannot tell whether this will actually sustain the loading condition. If it fails, from where it is going to fail, what will happen with this model, we cannot tell by seeing the model. It's not possible. Now, once the CAD model is ready, this CAD model is used, or a CAD engineer create CAD models for two purposes. One, for CAE. Second purpose is CAM, computer aided manufacturing. So now you know there are manufacturing processes are automated. So obviously we have to provide some data to those machines so that it automatically creates our component. So the data which we provide is via CAD to CAM operations. Now a CAD engineer, a CA engineer will import this CAD model in a CA software, create nodes and elements, apply loading condition, that is forces and constraints, and solve it to get the results like stresses, strain, deformation, and so on. The advantage of CA is you can get results of multiple loading conditions without actually manufacturing the component. Say for example, effect of vibration, that on this bridge, when the vehicles are passing, because of vehicles there will be a vibration. Because of that vibration, what will be the deformation patterns, you can find it out. What will be the life of the bridge, how many cycles this bridge can survive. As the vehicle are going to pass, the loading conditions is dynamic, so you can also see the dynamic stresses and deformation patterns without actually manufacturing this bridge, so that if there is a need of changes required in the design, you can do before actually manufacturing it. So why I have shown you two different domains, like the video contains automobile section and this contains civil engineering. Why? Because CA is used in every domain. So whatever is being manufactured, CA is used in that domain. So be it automobile, consumer products, marine, aerospace, automobile, all these domains, whatever domains in which there is a product which is manufactured, all these domains CA is being used. So that's why in the beginning I told you, like close to 35,000 companies uses CA software to understand the behavior of their design. Now the biggest question is why to learn CA software and why these companies have started using CA. I'll explain that. It's very simple. I guess everyone knows that most of the products comes with some guarantee or warranty, and all these parts and most of the parts also get updates as per the market requirement. So for any part manufacturer or product manufacturer, if he wants to give a guarantee, First, that manufacturer should know that what load this part can take, for how much duration this component will survive. If in case it is going to fail, then the failure location, what material is best suitable for this component, and many more questions. To get the answers of these questions, any manufacturer has only three ways: analytical, numerical, and experimental. These are the only three possible options which a manufacturer can opt for and get these answers and then sell the product in the market. So we will see all these processes one by one. Analytical means using formulas which you are learning in BTech. There are few more formulas you will learn in MTech. There are few more formulas you will learn in PhD. So for everything you have formula. Using those formula you can find whatever answer you want, like stress. For axial stresses there are formulas. For bending stresses there is a formula. For simply supported there is a formula. For shear stresses there is a formula. For displacement there is a formula. For everything you have a formula. Using those formulas you can find the answer. So that is analytical method. Numerical method is a software approach. Using the help of softwares you can get whatever answers you want. Experimental means you can actually manufacture that component and you can physically test it. So these are the only three options any manufacturer has. Now we will see the advantages and disadvantages, so that you will know that why many industries are now using numerical method, that is software, to validate their design. The advantage of analytical, that is formula based approach, is it can give 100% accurate result only to simple components. The disadvantage is you can find the results if you know the formula. If you don't know the formula, you cannot find the result. So say for example, if I give you a car bumper design, and if I ask you to find out the area of that bumper, so because there are so many fillets, notches, so many things, so finding a perfect area of bumper is very difficult. You will get an approximate area by analytical approach. If you get approximate area, so obviously the stresses will be approximate, because the formula of stress is force upon area. If area is approximate, so the stress is. So for whichever condition you have the exact formula and the values, you can get the results, otherwise it's not possible. It is very time consuming, because for each condition you have to solve the formula, get the answer. Accuracy can't be believed blindly, because there are so many constants we use in those formulas, and those constants have been derived by some testing. So and that testing is on some component. So whether if the testing is done on my component and the formula is derived on the bumper, then I can use that constant. Otherwise, using that constant is of no use. So accuracy can be believed blindly. And in most of the conditions, the calculations in analytical approach are done in single points. So if you want to find the answer on entire domain, so you have to solve those models at multiple locations, so that you can find the result on entire car bumper, what is happening. Numerical method. We can solve real life complicated problem. So there is no limit that this type of problem we cannot solve, that type of problem we cannot solve. So whatever model for which we have a CAD geometry, we can solve using numerical method. Result can be achieved faster because a computer is solving these problems. We are not. So stronger your hardware, faster will be the result. So that's why I believe you have heard about the terms called as server. So we in organizations, we have servers which have 1 TB RAM and 64 processors or 128 processors. General laptop has 4 or 8 core processors. We have 64 core, 128, 256 core processors, 1 TB of RAM, 500, 600 GB of graphic cards, and also these are very strong hardware which process the equation faster, and which in turns we get the results of multiple problem statement very fast. If you can't do that, still Say for example, in a room, there are 4 students are solving a problem. They have 4 laptops. So at the same time, 4 people can solve 4 analysis types, and that gives results you will get at the same time. So still the process is faster. Result can be achieved in entire geometry because all the CAE software works on interpolation function. So it shows the result on entire geometry. Applicable even if the physical prototype is not available, which is not the case with experimental. In experimental, the advantage is physical and manufacturing errors can be considered, which is not possible with analytical and numerical. So only in physical experimentation you can find the physical and manufacturing error and you get more accurate result. The disadvantage is it's very time consuming and needs expensive setup because say for example, if you want to do a crash test, you have to first make a car, a prototype car, and create an entire test setup, and then you can perform a crash test. So it's a very lengthy and time consuming and expensive setup process. Applicable only if the physical prototype is available. Maximum 3 to 5 prototypes must be tested so that we can tell that this is what the results we are getting. So because of the disadvantages in analytical and experimental, so many companies are now using CA software to validate their design. So in the beginning, I have shown you that how the validation done in automobile. Later on, I have shown you that how the validation done in civil industry. Similarly, the automation or validation is done in marine, in aerospace, in all the domains, in consumer products, everywhere. These types of validation using the software is done because it gives result faster and more accurately. So, as I told you in the beginning, I'll not take much of your time and tell you so many things which after the session you might not remember. So that's why I'll have a very small session and only tell these things which will help you to find more details about it. So now you know why CA is important. Now on Google you can search it out from where you have to learn what are the softwares you should learn, which is the trending software in CA world. Also you can type like how many companies are using CA, you will get the list of companies working in CA domain. How many openings are there in CA domain, that also you can find in Google. So now the students who are interested to work in this domain, because there are so many job openings and the future of core mechanical is this, because anyways the manufacturing is already automated. So now the only scope available and design also is almost automated, because now the scanners are available through which it scans the sheet and convert those sheet into 3D drawing. So that is also almost automated. In a couple of years that will get fully automated. Now the only option available is CA to get it to core and perform the analysis, because it requires a human efforts to give the inputs, after getting the results, conclude the results. So for that, some expertise are required. And if you start learning it from today, you will have 1 or 2 years to practice it well. If you practice it well, then you will have a better opportunities to work in such organizations who work in CA domain. So thank you very much for attending the session in afternoon. It was a great pleasure that so many students are attending session in afternoon. At the end, I want to quote, engineers create future only if they can predict it and are prepared for it. So as always, I tell all the students that keep learning new technology so that in today's competitive market, having a degree is not sufficient, because there are so many people have the degree. So just you have a degree is not sufficient. All you should have some expertise in some or the other technologies. I'm sincerely saying that if you're not interested in CA, it's absolutely fine. Get an interest in some or the other technology and learn that, any other technology. So that will help you in future. And if you need any information or updates from us, so we are we always help so many students, and be it Bahasupra go-kart teams or FE cycle teams or Robocon teams and all. So we keep on answering the questions. We help the students in so many other ways also. So if you want any updates or information from us, you can always reach us via support@aviation.com. So thank you very much for attending this session. In case you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yes, students, any question, please?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, what are the most trending CA softwares now?
Can you repeat the question?
Sir, what are the most trending softwares in CAE?
ANSYS, HyperWorks, Nastran. These are the three. As a fresher, these are the three softwares. But as as you get expertise, there are domains in the CA world. Like there is a crash domain. In crash domain, LS Dyna is a software which is more popular. There is a MBD domain in which Adams is more popular. So in different domains, in fatigue domain, FanFET is more popular. So yeah, in CFD domain, Fluent is more popular. But as in terms of fresher, ANSYS, HyperWorks, and Nastran, these three softwares are quite popular, and it will help you to get a job in entry level job in any CA organization.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, anyone have any question, please? Yes. Nidankar, you have any question, please? Student, please ask the question. Ask the question. Okay, I request all to switch on their camera, please. Bapar sir, please switch on your camera. Make a group photograph. Bapar sir, please switch on your camera, please, sir. With background.
With background, okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. Actually, it's required for group photograph. Yes, please.
Yeah, actually turn on the camera. I'm just searching that how to add a background.
Yeah, yes, sir. There are three for the
Yeah,
three dot.
in show background, it's not showing that option to add a background.
Then apply background search. In the three dot now they chose one option apply ground background effect.
In my condition, it's not coming.
Actually, I make a presenter. Possible. Is the recording and all other options are seen to you?
No, I don't have recording option. I
Okay.
cannot
The
turn
three
and
dot.
off.
Yeah, yeah. Three dots are there in
I
upper.
cannot stop the recording. Only I have device settings. That's it.
Okay.
Because I think I have logged in through guest. I'm not actually logged in. Like that's why.
Wait, sir. I will make a presenter. Go through, sir. Actually, I make you the presenter, so all facilities are available with the presenter. There is a gate
No, no.
stuff.
I guess I have just joined using the name. I've not logged into Microsoft Teams, so that's why it's not showing the
Oh,
option.
oh, okay. Yes.
Maybe that is the reason.
All others, please switch on your camera. Those were already switch on. Right now, switch off those and remaining, please switch on. Yes. I request all to switch off their cameras, please. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. R. A. Nirawar and I am here to present the vote of thanks for today's guest lecture on renewable product design using FEA techniques under ME, COE, IIC self-driven architecture. I would like to thank Mr. Apurva Vapat, founder and CEO Aviation, Pune, for enlightening us with their knowledge. Today's session was full of interesting things. It gave deep insights into the topic and also revealed some interesting facts. I'm pretty sure the precious knowledge that Bapat sir shared with us, gave us, will definitely help us in our studies and future. Once again, I would like to thank Mr. Apurva Bapat sir for taking out time from their busy schedule and enlightening us with their knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. I would also
Thank you,
like
sir.
to thank
Thank you.
I would like I would also like to thank Dr. A. J. Haki sir, Trustee MES, Principal Dr. J.C. Sarojay sir for giving permission to organize this session. Thank you, sir, for assisting and encouraging all of us. I would also like to thank IIC-MESCOE President Dr. N.F. Sheikh ma'am, Vice President Dr. M.P. Dale ma'am, and HOD Mechanical Dr. V.N. Chogule sir for motivating to organize this session. I would like to thank internship activity staff members and student members coordinators for working closely to make these sessions be successful. Last but not least, I would like to thank all participants who took part in the drive, that is the session. Thank you all and have a good day. And the students, those who are registered for the internship drive, they can join on tomorrow at the time mentioned in the brochure. I will share the link. The student, those who are registered, they join one WhatsApp group. If anyone remain, you can send me my name, your name with respect to your details, so that I will add your name in that drive. That is the WhatsApp. Okay. So although other sessions are there on tomorrow, but those are registered for the internship drive. They have to join the session as per the schedule. Okay. Thank you all and have a good day. Thank you, sir. Sir, for tomorrow we'll join the session with. I will share the link.